Dear student, last lecture we seen about moment of inertia in which there are two theorems. First theorem is theorem of parallel axis. Last lecture we have seen. Now we see about theorem of perpendicular axis. Theorem of perpendicular axis पाहत असताना आपल्याला it is the use the moment of inertia of plane Levinas about an axis perpendicular to its plane is equal to sum of moment of inertia about two mutually perpendicular axes in its plane and through the point of intersection of the perpendicular axis and the lamina. That is, here is the z-axis is perpendicular to the plane lamina, which has two mutually perpendicular axes, that is x and y, which rotates about its axis of rotation and which are mutually perpendicular to each other, and O is the point of intersection at which three axes meet. Then the moment of inertia about the z-axis, which is perpendicular to the plane of lamina, is equal to sum of two mutually perpendicular axes in its plane and through the point of intersection of the perpendicular axis and the lamina. That is mathematical statement of perpendicular theorem is Iz is the perpendicular axis is equal to sum of moment of inertia of two mutually perpendicular axes which are point of intersection at O. Now see the proof of this mathematical statement of theorem of perpendicular axis. Consider a rigid body, a rigid laminar object which is able to rotate about their mutually perpendicular axes, that is x, y and z. Iz is the moment of inertia about an axis passing through z axis. Ix is the moment of inertia passing through x axis, and Iy is the moment of inertia passing through y axis, which are congruent to each other. Therefore, we draw a perpendiculars PM and MN at x and y respectively. From figure it is seen that in a triangle OMN, OMP or triangle ONP, which are right angular triangle in which distance is given by, or distance formula is given by square root x square plus y square, and with the distances and Ix, Iy and Iz be the moment of inertia passing through axes x, y and z respectively, as therefore moment of inertia is the product of square and distance square of distance and mass. Then it is given by Ix is equal to y square dm and Iy is equal to integration of x square dm. Then we can calculate Iz is equal to r square dm and r square is equal to square root of x square y square dm, or r square is equal to x square plus y square dm. Therefore, separating the integrations, x square dm plus integration y square dm. As we know, integration of x square dm is iy plus integration of y square dm is ix. Therefore, we can say that Iz is equal to Ix plus Iy, which is the perpendicular theorem, किंवा theorem of perpendicular axis held the truth. In this way, we can calculate the moment of inertia about an axis passing through center of mass as well as passing through rim of a ring, or any bodies. With these two theorems, we can calculate the moment of inertia of any object. Now we see theorem of or angular momentum. Angular momentum means moment of momentum or moment of linear momentum. As we know, linear momentum is the product of mass and velocity. In this similar manner, we can calculate or we know angular momentum. त्यालाच आपण मोमेंट ऑफ मोमेंटम म्हणतो, किंवा मोमेंट ऑफ लिनियर मोमेंटम. मोमेंट ऑफ linear momentum. त्याच्यामध्ये पाहत असताना आपल्याला this quantity is analogous. As we see, there are analogous quantities in translational motion and angular motion. In the similar manner, here is also the analogous quantity with this angular momentum is that linear momentum. As linear momentum is the product of our moment is linear momentum is the, and which is denoted by EL. This is the angular momentum. Angular momentum is the cross product of perpendicular distance and linear momentum, where r is the position vector from the axis of rotation. In magnitude, we can say that angular momentum is equal to P cross R sin theta, which is the definition of cross multiplication, where theta is the smaller angle between the direction of vectors P and Q, where P is the linear momentum and R is the radius vector. Now we derive an expression for the angular momentum in terms of moment of inertia. Now, expression for angular momentum. In terms of moment of inertia. Consider a body consisting of large number of particles having masses m1, m2, m3, mn, which are situated at distances r1, r2, rn from the axis of rotation. This body rotates about its axis of rotation with constant angular velocity. As we know, in rotational motion, the angular velocity is same for each and every particle, but linear velocity is different for different particles which perform circular motion. And with the velocities v1, v2, the particle consists of masses m1, m2, m3, so on, mn, situated at distances r1, r2, r3, so on, rn with linear velocity, different linear velocities, v1, v2, v3, so on, vn. These are the linear velocities of different particles. As we know, linear momentum is the product of mass and velocity, that is, as P1 is the linear momentum of first particle is equal to m1 v1, and v1 is equal to, as we know, product of v is equal to r omega, m1 r1 omega. In similar manner, we can calculate the moment of linear momentum for the second particle is equal to m2 v2 is equal to m2 r2 omega. In the similar manner, we can calculate the linear momentum of nth particle is equal to mn vn is equal to mn rn omega. This is the linear momentum. As we calculate, we want to calculate out the expression for the angular momentum. As we know, angular momentum is the product of linear momentum and perpendicular distance, that is, L is equal to P1 R1. This is the angular momentum for the first particle is equal to P1 is m1 r1 omega into r1 is equal to m1 r1 square omega. For second particle, angular momentum P2 r2 is equal to m2 r2 omega is equal into r2 is equal to m2 r2 square omega. In a similar manner, we can calculate angular momentum for nth particle Pn Rn is equal to mn Rn omega into Rn is equal to mn Rn square omega. These are the angular momentum for individual particle. The total angular momentum of this rigid body is the sum of angular momentum of each and every particle, that is L is equal to L1 plus L2 plus 1 plus LN is equal to, the value of L1 is m1 r1 square omega, the value of L2 is m2 r2 square omega, plus so on, plus the value of Ln is mn Rn square omega. Here is throughout omega is common, therefore it is drawn common out m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus so on, plus mn Rn square into omega is equal to, as we know, the product of square of distance and mass is the moment of inertia. Therefore, in a bracket it is value of I, this is the moment of inertia, and it is omega, such as I is equal to m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus so on, plus mn rn square. This is the moment of inertia or the expression for the angular momentum in terms of moment of inertia. विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, आता आपण एक्सप्रेशन फॉर द लिनियर अँग्युलर मोमेंटम इन टर्म्स ऑफ मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया पाहिल्या. तशाच प्रकारे आता आपण एक्सप्रेशन फॉर द टॉर्क इन टर्म्स ऑफ मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया हे काढण्यासाठी आपल्याला रिजिड बॉडीची आवश्यकता आहे. आणि त्या रिजिड बॉडीमध्ये ॲज वी नो लार्ज नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स ऑफ मासेस m1, m2, so on, mn. These are the masses of particles which consists of a rigid body, and this body is rotating about an axis with constant angular acceleration alpha. As we know, angular velocity and angular acceleration for each and every particle is the same, but linear velocity is different for different particles. From this equation we can say that this body consists of large number of particles of masses m1, m2, m3, so on, mn, which are situated at distances r1, r2, so on, rn. These are rotating particles with velocities v1, v2, v3, so on. This particle from the axis of rotation rotates. All particles perform circular motion for of same angular acceleration alpha with tangential acceleration. Now, as we know, linear acceleration is equal to r1 alpha. For second particle, linear acceleration is r2 alpha, so on. For nth particle, rn alpha. These are the linear accelerations for each and every particle the body consisting. As the force is tangential, their respective perpendicular distances from axis of rotation r1, r2, r3, so on, rn. Thus, torque is expressed. Torque is the, as we know, torque is the product of force and perpendicular distance. That is F1 R1. F1 we know it is the product of mass and linear acceleration. As we know, linear acceleration is the product of R1 alpha, that is M1, A1 ची व्हॅल्यू आहे R1 alpha into R1 into R1. From it we get to 1 is equal to, this is the torque for the first particle is M1 R1 square alpha. In the similar manner we can calculate the torque for the second particle is equal to F2 R2. F2 is equal to, we know that M2 A2 R2 is equal to M2 R2 alpha into R2 is equal to M2 R2 square alpha. This is the torque for the second particle. In similar manner we can calculate the torque for nth particle is equal to F1 Fn Rn. Fn is Mn An Rn. An is again Mn Rn alpha into Rn is equal to Mn Rn square alpha. This is the torque for the nth particle. The total torque of this rotating body is given by sum of torques of each and every particle. That is tau is equal to tau1 plus tau2 plus tau3 plus so on tau n That is value of T1 is m1 r1 square alpha plus the value of T2 is m2 r2 square alpha plus on plus the value of Tn is mn rn square alpha. The common term drawn, bracket out, m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus on plus mn rn square into alpha, as in bracket it is the sum of product of mass and square of the distances. It is the moment of inertia, that is I alpha, as we know that m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus on plus mn rn square is equal to I, that is 2 is equal to, in get I alpha, which is analogous to the force. Force is equal to, as we know, product of mass and acceleration. In this similar manner, torque is the product of moment of inertia and angular acceleration. That is, I place same rule as the mass in rotational motion. That is, I and m are analogous quantities. For the torque in terms of moment of inertia, that is torque is equal to product of moment of inertia and angular acceleration, that is 2 is equal to I alpha. This is the expression for the torque in terms of moment of inertia. Now, conservation of angular momentum. त्यालाच आपण लॉ ऑफ कन्झर्वेशन ऑफ अँग्युलर मोमेंटम किंवा लॉ ऑफ अँग्युलर मोमेंटम म्हणतो. Conservation means remains the constant or remains the same. Angular momentum remains the same, is conserved if there is no external torque. That is the statement of law of angular momentum is in the absence of external torque, total angular momentum remains constant. That is, L is equal to constant if tau is equal to torque is equal to 0, means in the absence of external torque, total angular momentum remains constant. This is the statement of law of conservation of angular momentum. Now, proof of this law of conservation of angular momentum. विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, आपल्याला परीक्षेमध्ये 2 मार्काला किंवा 3 मार्काला प्रश्न विचारला जाऊ शकतो. प्रूव्ह द लॉ ऑफ कन्झर्वेशन ऑफ अँग्युलर मोमेंटम. स्टेट अँड प्रूव्ह द लॉ ऑफ कन्झर्वेशन ऑफ अँग्युलर मोमेंटम. स्टेटमेंट सांगत असताना आपण एल इज कॉन्स्टंट. एल म्हणजे काय आहे? अँग्युलर मोमेंटम. इफ टो मीन्स torque, external torque is equal to 0 or in the absence of external torque, that is the condition for the law of conservation of angular momentum. Now proof, as angular momentum is the cross product of R cross P, this is the angular momentum cross product of perpendicular distance and linear momentum, where R is the position vector from the axis of rotation and P is the linear momentum. Now differentiate this equation, differentiating with respect to time, then we get dl by dt, this is the derivative of angular momentum. Here L is equal to, we know it is the cross product means composite function. Composite functions आपण डेरिव्हेटिव्ह घेत असताना पहिली टर्म कॉन्स्टंट होतो, दुसऱ्याचा डेरिव्हेटिव्ह घेतो अधिक दुसरी टर्म कॉन्स्टंट ठेवून पहिल्याचा डेरिव्हेटिव्ह घेतो. त्याप्रमाणे आपण पहिली टर्म कॉन्स्टंट ठेवलं, दुसऱ्याचा डेरिव्हेटिव्ह घेतला dp डिवाइड बाय dt प्लस पहिल्याचा डेरिव्हेटिव्ह दुसरी टर्म कॉन्स्टंट. अशा प्रकारे आपल्याला डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ऑफ r क्रॉस p मिळालेला आहे. As we know, r is the distance. The rate of change of displacement with respect to time means velocity, and rate of change of linear momentum means force. That is, we can say that as dp by dt is equal to f and dr by dt is equal to r, which is already we know about these quantities. Therefore, we can say that now dl by dt is equal to r cross f plus dr by dt ची व्हॅल्यू आहे v आणि आपल्याला p is the linear momentum, which is the product of mass and velocity. From this, r cross f plus mv cross v. This is the cross product of same quantity. From the characteristics of cross product, we can say that v cross v is equal to 0. V cross v is equal to 0. Therefore, we get here r cross f plus m into 0. That is, we get only r cross f and r cross f ला आपण आता म्हणल्याप्रमाणे आता आपल्याला डेफिनेशन आहे r cross f. r म्हणजेच काय आहे, परपेंडिक्युलर डिस्टन्स, and f is the one of the force, that is r cross f is equal to q होऊ शकतं. Therefore, dl by dt is equal to torque q, as in the option that is the torque q is equal to 0. Therefore, dl by dt is equal to 0. Derivative of which term becomes 0, the derivative of constant term becomes 0. Therefore, that is L is constant, that is the angular momentum becomes constant. Here is the condition, torque q is option, that is the in the options of external torque q, total angular momentum remains constant, that is conserved. Now some examples of law of conservation of angular momentum. आता एक्झाम्पल मध्ये पाहत असताना आपल्याला बॅलेट डान्सर, मोठमोठ्या हॉटेलमध्ये वगैरे बॅलेट डान्सर एका टेबलवर टर्न टेबलवर डान्स करत असते. ती डान्स करत असताना आपल्याला त्यांच्या हातापायाच्या हालचालीवरून आपल्या लक्षात येईल. स्पीड वाढवायची असेल किंवा स्पीड कमी करायची असेल तर ती हात पाय जवळ किंवा लांब करण्याचा प्रयत्न करते. तर त्याच्यातला पहिला एक्झाम्पल आहे बॅलेट डान्सर. आता आपण पाहिल्याप्रमाणे लॉ ऑफ कन्झर्वेशन ऑफ अँग्युलर मोमेंटम, दॅट इज I1 omega 1 is equal to I2 omega 2. हे काय असतं, कॉन्स्टंट असतं. आता ह्याच्यामध्ये जर प्रॉडक्ट कॉन्स्टंट असेल आणायचं असेल तर दोन्हीपैकी एक क्वांटिटी आपल्याला कमी जास्त करावं लागेल. आता ह्याच्यामध्ये I1 म्हणला तर मोमेंट आपण अँग्युलर वेलॉसिटी कमी होते. इथं अँग्युलर वेलॉसिटी कमी झाली तर मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया वाढतो. म्हणजेच बॅलन्स डान्सर आपल्याला कमी जास्त करण्यासाठी, आपल्याला फ्रिक्वेन्सी कमी जास्त करण्यासाठी हात पाय लांब करते. आता हात लांब केल्यानंतर मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया वाढतो, त्यावेळेलाच अँग्युलर व्हेलॉसिटी कमी होते. अशा प्रकारे आपण थ्रिलिंग वगैरे आपण व्हील ह्याच्यामध्ये पाहतो. डिफरंट रेडियस किंवा रेडियस इन्क्रीज केली तर फ्रिक्वेन्सी कमी होते, फ्रिक्वेन्सी कमी केली तर रेडियस वाढते. त्याच्यानंतर दुसरं एक्झाम्पल आपल्याला सांगता येतं, डायव्हिंग इन ए स्विमिंग पूल. आता आपण पोहणी खेळत असताना एक उंच ठिकाणाहून डाय मारत असताना आपण हातापायाची हालचाल कशी करू ते आपल्याला माहिती आहे. आपण डिफरंट ठिकाणी पाहिलेले आहे. त्याच्यानंतर स्पोर्ट्स लाईक आईस स्केटिंग आहेत, ॲक्रोबॅट इन ए सर्कस आहे, असे डिफरंट एक्झाम्पल्स आपल्याला याच्यामध्ये पाहता येतात. अशा प्रकारे आपला पहिला चॅप्टर संपलेला आहे.